Hello world, this is Gamer74360 and this is my thoughts on the second presidential debate. It was a lot of mudslinging, at times it felt like they just wanted to fight each other. There was so much animosity. It was a good presidential debate. But you know, like me always, I'm just trying to single stuff out. I don't want to just vote for a president just because of his race or just because I like him. I want to do it because of the right reasons. Because the way we're living in America right now is like, the future is very gloomy, very gloomy. So, Romney just stumbled over a lot of questions and went around the questions so much. One time they were talking about AR-15s and AK-47s, how to stop it from being in the hands of criminals. He could have honestly said, I mean, if I was going for president, I would have basically answered that question like, you cannot just keep them out of people's hands because of the simple fact that really anybody could be a criminal. Look at the Aurora incident, the one that happened in the movie theater for the Batman movie. He wasn't a criminal. He went to college. He was a good person. And look, he just snapped out of nowhere, killed all these innocent people. You see, uh, uh, a criminal could be anybody. A criminal is always a civilian before they're a criminal. Even in Chicago, the rate of violence is so high, and they're not doing this with AK-47s or AR-15s or M16s or anything. They're doing it with cheap handguns you could buy from Walmart. Throwaways, if you would. Any weapon could be used for violence. You know what I'm saying? But he was talking about marriage, and I was like, huh? you know, um, talking about stopping um single single parents that's going to stop violence. No, it's not. It's actually not, because a lot of people that have both parents in their life, they still react to violence. Um, the announcer was just on point. Kept telling people to get on topic and stop people when the time was going through. Obama, you need to stop having these long speeches and just stay within the boundaries of the time. Just get straight to it. Bam, wham. You know what I'm saying? Give the people a straight answer. Another thing about Romney that brought me from him, I'm like, about the Arizona law. He said he don't completely agree with it, but he agreed with the foundation of it. Basically, he was saying basically an employer can judge if someone is a immigrant or not. Now, honestly, I say it like this here: an employer is not going to do that because an employer wants cheap labor. That is why everything is made in China. Okay, iPhones made in China. This, that, whatever, made in China. Why? Because of cheap labor. I would rather pay someone $2 an hour than to pay him $10 an hour. You get that? It was an incident like a couple of years ago here in Texas where it was like a warehouse full of immigrants. You know, they did a bust on it and they found all these immigrants working for little or nothing. And I would rather pay these immigrants little or nothing than to pay somebody that stays here that knows better much higher rate. It makes sense, right? So why would you just be like, okay, employers, you could see if this person is an immigrant or not. I don't get that. And another thing that threw me off about Romney is the simple fact that he was like, immigrants that come into this country can go to the military to get their green card. Now, that is not a good idea at all. Just imagine, okay, we go to war with Asia or something, and it's a lot of Asians come over here, legal immigrants come over here and fight in a war. What if these immigrants are sent over here purposely to attack us while we're on that battlefield? You get what I'm saying? You get the gist of that? That honestly didn't make any sense at all. The thing that Obama said actually made total sense. Do the exact same thing we've been doing, but put more border control on the borders. Makes sense. I mean, you're not going to stop people from coming to America. You're not going to stop that. You can limit it, but you're not going to stop it. But to say they can go to the military doesn't make sense. In that case, if I was in another country and I knew this was happening, I would be like, okay, uh, I want 40,000 people to go there and apply for the military. We're going to wage war on the United States, and what we're going to do when you get on the battlefield, just turn on them. You're 40,000 people on their side, but you're with us. You get what I'm saying? That didn't make sense. So in my category, in my judgment, Romney lost this. Plain and simple. And it was a lot of times that Obama caught him on that. But in the comments below, let me know what y'all think about the presidential debate 2012 and who will you be voting for, because this is really heating up. It is really getting good and juicy, just the way I like it, big and juicy and good. With that being said and done, this is Gamer74 360. Peace and chicken grease. And if you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. And share it with other people. I want to hear your input on this. I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm stopped recording now.